Okay, thank you everybody for coming today. This is the Town Hall updates for July the 15th, and we will get started. We're going to go over some updates on the federal 2026 federal budget. Talk a little bit about the what's called the Federal Reconciliation Bill. That is the official name for it, but what's in the media is the One Big Beautiful Bill, highlights for that. Some information and discussion. So according to what was asked in the last town hall meeting, it was asked, what can we do for sustainability in the meantime? So that's been broken up into several sections. One is messaging. So what do the clients know? What is the feedback? Some financial literacy options, a think tank for referral services, and then alternative housing options. So a little bit of discussion about that. You've also asked for philanthropic efforts, what's out there. So I've got a few sections for that. Um, the upcoming events and important notes. And then I will always conclude with what future topics you would want to cover so that we can keep the information fresh and relevant to your needs. So regarding the 2026 federal budget updates, we just had some fresh information come in yesterday. So as of yesterday, what we have here is the updated proposal. So we have what was for fiscal year 2025. We have what the president has proposed, and then we have what the House has proposed. So the president's proposal had cuts to pretty much everything, tenant-based rental assistance, public housing, um, a lot of HAPWA, a lot of things for our needs. And so what the House has done is they submitted edits as of yesterday, restoring the line items that were zeroed out. So as you can see there, they brought back the tenant-based rental assistance. The president's budget also moved a lot of the money to what was called a state rental assistance block grant. They have Xed that out, and so all of that is put back to the federal level. And they've restored many of the line items that were zeroed out. So we're seeing some resistance there. Public housing was restored, but it was restored at a reduction. And so we're seeing some resistance about everything that's being zeroed out here. So that is the good news for our communities. We're just waiting to see at this point what's going to happen with the Senate. They haven't decided theirs. I believe that it's Monday. And so we do have some time to advocate to the Senate about what the needs of the community are, how impactful this budget is going to be. And there's hope because we see the resistance. So very pleased to report that today. In regards to the federal reconciliation bill, or what was called the Big Beautiful Bill, just wanted to bring some highlights about that because it's been a very, very heavy subject in between the town hall meetings. So as we saw in the news, the Big Beautiful Bill or the Federal Reconciliation Bill was brought to the Senate and to the House, and it was signed by the president on July the 4th. Lots of talk about what's happening with it, what's in it, and so I'm just going to go over a quick overview on some of the tax breaks, some of the cuts to budget that was based in that bill. So we have tax breaks by income. And so as you can see here, I won't go line by line, but the theme of this is that we have pretty much your lower income families not benefiting at all, basically. They're anticipating a loss of about 2.3 to 5.4%. We've got very, very medium income that's going to get a marginal benefit. And then the top tier of the income brackets are going to get the remaining of the benefits. So as you can see, they begin at about $2,500 and it goes all the way up to about 72K. Special note for the over 4.8 million population, they're going to get an added benefit anticipated to be around $301,550 or 2.3% in 2027, due to other changes that will happen by the end of 2030, according to the bill. The bill itself is about 900 some odd pages, so you would want to take some time to chop that up into sections if you plan on reading it all. More about income tax credits and gifts. By the way, I did get this information from USA Today. The link is here just in case you wanted to peruse the information yourself. Uh, Interesting enough, they had a schoolhouse rock theme when it came to their graphics. So easy to read, easy to understand. A very good article to get more of that information. But for the tax credits, cuts and gifts, what they're proposing is, or what was passed is a 25K tax deductible through 2028. The standard deduction tax was raised. So between 15K to about 32K based on household dynamics. And the household dynamics would depend on whether it's a single household, a married couple, or a special benefit for heads of household. We have the state and local tax SALT, and so the ability to write off a portion of SALT from federal taxes. The cap was raised from 10K to 40K, and then falls back to 10K in 2029. Something new here, they have a car fee tax credit for car vehicles. So you're able to deduct up to 10K in interest paid if the car was made in the USA. Moving along. More highlights here. So the sections that are designed to get more money, of course, is the Department of Defense, Board of Security, and private colleges with about 3,000 more students. So to break that down, Defense will get about $153 billion. 25 of that will go to what's called the Golden Dome Missile Defense System. And then about 7.5 billion to quality of life improvements, I would suspect for those who work in defense, military, and things of that nature. We have about 150 billion to go towards border security. So 50 billion to build the southern border wall, 45 billion to go to detention centers, 8 billion to go to immigration officer personnel increase, and then 27 billion for deportations. For the private colleges with 3,000 or more students, we're looking at an increased tax rate on endowments. So that's going to range from about 500K to about 750K, with up to 8% for endowments, 2 million or greater. Of course, with every increase, there is an expected decrease in other areas. And so, as we have heard on the news, the places to receive less money, and this is an estimated loss of about 1 trillion over 10 years. The main people to be hit are Medicaid and SNAP. So 11.8 million to lose benefits within the next 10 years. They've also wanted to add in some work requirements, so about 80 hours per month. Clinics that perform abortions, their funding is to be discontinued. For food assistance, they have passed that the states will provide the funding. Instating work requirements for 55 to 64-year-olds. You're going to need congressional approval for any increases, and they're only giving it to permanent and legal residents. Permanent legal residents, so no more to anyone who may have a green card or immigration. Green energy is also taking a hit. So we have the $7,500 tax credit on electric cars repealed. I'm going to pause for any thoughts, any questions. Okay.
Tamara, I'll just chime in real quick. We did have a request for that USA Today link that you mentioned. Oh, okay, thanks, Kim. Kim provided some guidance, but we can always pop that in the chat towards the end of the meeting as well. Thanks.
Yes. And then I'm looking to share the slides as well. And so if we share the slides, they should be able to copy and paste it and put it in their browser. But the information, the link is right here. And so we'll be able to share that as we share the slides. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. We're going to continue on. So with all of this, I'm going to start a discussion and really hoping to get some feedback here, but and you can answer this in any order as you see fit. But we're curious to know what messaging, if any, has gone out to clients regarding the climate changes with the government. Has any clients approached staff with concerns about these current events? And then what has been a response? And then to break it up by department. So for your shelters, do you see folks planning to stay in shelter? Do you see them making contingency plans according to what they see on the news? For the housing, for our PSH providers, do the clients feel that the housing situation is safe? Are they making contingency plans? And then for any street outreach, have they heard about the reconciliation bill or the budget and wondering how it would affect them? Do they know about it? Has anyone initiated any conversation with you about this? And so I'm just going to open the floor and just find out what are our neighbors in need saying about all of this? How do they feel? What are we responding with? And just really want to get that conversation going. And then also, if you haven't heard anything, would be a good time to say so as well. But please, please, please let us know.
Not seeing anything in the chat so far or any raised hands.
Okay. How's everyone here feeling?
Sorry, it was somebody, Amber Matthew said that she hasn't heard anything as of yet. And we have one more comment by Cass Trey Yak. Did I say it right? I'm sorry if I butchered it. It says, they said worry they'll stay homeless forever. When it comes up, we look up the facts together and I remind them that we'll keep doing our jobs no matter what for as long as we can for street outreach. We
Okay.
have a couple more comments, one from Sydney Ponder. I don't think our client know how the severity of this budget. Then we have one from Katie Carlisle. From PSH side, the only thing I've really heard is the changes in eligibility for SNAP, where we are seeing folks get denied with the work requirement.
Mm. So that's happening already. Okay. Okay. What we may explore in the next meeting is messaging to the clients. I feel that if there's ever a time for folks to know what's going on, the time may be now so that we can prepare. And so perhaps we can explore some of that in the next town hall meeting to find out what can we say, what do we say, and how do we say it in a way that is informative but does not minimizes panic, right? Because when you mention these things, they're not good news and people are going to be concerned. And then when do we say it? Are we waiting for what the Senate says with the federal budget? When do we pull the trigger to inform the clients of what's happening? So we can probably explore some of those things in the next meeting.
Yes,
Up
Tamara,
until
before you continue, I'm sorry. I just wanted to highlight a couple of comments in the chat right now. So,
yes, please.
Noreen Good said, hello, what can we really do besides pray? It's the law right now, right? Uh, and then we have Cass Treyek again. A lot of clients are angry, especially the youth. Katie Carlisle, the work waiver wasn't renewed, I guess back in February from the state side, but they didn't do a great job letting people know. Stephanie Taylor said, although there are a lot of concern, I am praying that we continue to provide outreach services. John Griggs, I don't think that this will become real to folks until it starts to affect them. At that point, it may be too late for planning. People often ignore issues until it is real. We have another comment from Cass. I think we need to keep the clients actively informed. Like as changes happen, we should be keeping them in the loop. From Katie Carlisle, we are trying to prepare people, but there's been so many other immediate changes, lack of HCV, the SNAP change, lack of funding for eviction prevention that they are more focused on. And that was the last comment. Thank you all.
Helpful, very helpful, um, very helpful. Because now we can try to frame some of the messaging because what I've heard is apathy, right? Not necessarily even client apathy, but the apathy of people to where, and not saying that they don't care, but it's the denial, right? Denial until something happens. And so the prolonging of being proactive and how do we combat that? Because that's a big subject and we're going to need to try to find something to try to motivate people to care and to be involved. Um, I'm writing all of this down as I am doing this town hall because again, I want to make sure that as I come to you every couple of weeks, that the information is relevant to what's needed in the communities. We've had angriness from the youth, and so trying to figure out, best practices or ways to approach the youth with this and contingency plans for them as well, especially with the elimination of needed places like the Job Corps and things of that nature. And then trying to keep them in the loop. All right. To answer the question of what do we do besides pray, because there was the question of what do we do to help clients be sustainable without funding in the last town hall. So I'm going to attempt to provide some information. The first of which I am going to go over some options for financial literacy. And so as we talk about financial literacy, um, considering our climate and our world today, the big message that I want to send to everybody is that this information is not just for our neighbors in need, people who are in shelters, permanent supportive housing, or outreach. I am doing a wide casting net to say this is for everybody, to include me. There are some options here that I'm going to share, classes that I plan on taking myself. And so I believe that we're all going to know somebody or be directly affected. And so this is a good opportunity to try to arm ourselves with as much powerful information as possible so that no matter what happens with this budget, no matter what happens with our government, that we arm people with enough resources and tools so that they make it anyway. That is my number one goal for any of this. So to get into it, we do have financial literacy options. I am going to start with the Fresh Start Career Series that's available on the HAND website. It's at training.handdetroit.org. And here's a list of the courses. You've got Understanding Credit and Managing Debt, uh, Credit Scores, Debt Management, Making the Budget Work. And then some of these courses are going to be uploaded once available. Resume writing, interview skills, banking basics, identity theft, buying a car. Those are going to be uploaded later, but they will be available. You can enroll in the live webinar. So July the 23rd, identity theft is going to be featured. And then August the 7th, buying a car is going to be featured. This has been brought to you in partnership with Han, Comerica Bank, and the District Detroit Opportunity Center. So please, please, please share this information. It is available to everybody. It doesn't matter if you're live experience with homelessness. It does not matter if you're an executive, frontline staff, middle management, whoever you know who could use the information is available for you. Moving along to more financial literacy options. And then this is another link for the website. And so the article was called The 11 Best Free Online Personal Finance Courses, published June the 24th. And so they have 11 options available for financial literacy. And I do plan on taking a couple of these myself because I found them to be interesting. So again, these options are for everyone. It does not matter your income status. It doesn't matter if you're lived experience, or if you're working with someone. Again, I caution everyone to be proactive in our own personal financial strategic plans so that no matter what we face, we can be prepared. The first one is called Finance for Everyone. It's sponsored by the University of Michigan. It's a 6 week course. It's about 5 to 6 hours per week. And I believe that it is structured. So I don't think that you're able to just bounce in and out at will. So please keep in mind time management for pursuing that particular course. We have the Brigham Young University's personal finance course. This was it's a good one because they have beginner, intermediate, and advanced courses. So it doesn't matter if you're just starting to learn about financial literacy or if you're well in advance. The advertisement is that you will find something that's useful um, for your use. So they also have money management assignments, which is good because a lot of people may have the information, but they may not know how to apply it to themselves. So they have money management assignments to get you acclimated to learning about financial literacy. It's tips for saving, stock trading, and more. And I've included the links for all of them. Sorry. We have Udemy.com's Personal Finance 101, and this one is just for the beginners. So if you're intermediate or advanced, this one may not be for you, but if you're a beginner, you may want to take this course. They've got credit card basics, financing education, and more. It's about 50 short videos and about 3 hours of content, and I believe that that is self-guided. The next one is Purdue University's Planning for Secure Retirement. It's about 10 self-guided modules. So they're best for seeking guidance on saving for retirement. So this one is a niche market for financial literacy. It doesn't cover everything. It has a laser focus on retirement in and of itself. So if that's a course that, if retirement is one of the things that is the most important to you, you can be laser focused with that particular course. Duke University's Behavioral Finance course. I'm going to sign up for this one myself. It's 3 weeks, self-guided. There, and you're learning about biases and how they impact spending. So food, tipping, insurance allocation. And so learning more about the psychology of spending, and the link is available there. We've got Urbana Champagne's Financial Planning for Young Adults. So this one is a good one for the youth. So it's 20 hours over a 2 week period, and it covers goal setting, budgeting, credit, and more. And the link is available for that for young adults. We have Allison.com's Introduction to Managing Your Personal Financial Debts. It's about 1.5 to 3 hours, depending on how fast you go, and it's self-guided. And it covers managing and eliminating debt. So this is another niche market where it focuses on one particular subject. This one is about debt. So if you're looking to lower your debt to income ratio, this may be a good course for you. We have Managing Revolution University's Money Skills, and this one is another one for the beginners. So they have 10 videos and financial exercises to get you acclimated into creating your own financial strategic plan. We have Academy's financial literacy course. This one is 7 units, and it's a crash course on various topics: loans, insurance, investments, etc. So this one may be a little bit more extensive, and the link, of course, is available there. We have edX, and it's planning for risk and retirement. So again, this is another niche market course where they focus specifically on risk and retirement. So life insurance, retirement planning, and all of those things regarding lowering your risks and ensuring your retirement. The final one is not necessarily a financial literacy course. It is about time management for personal and professional productivity, and I'm going to take this class as well. It's focusing on maximizing the time spent working, covering productive, unproductive work, work-life balance, and more. So, as we look at managing our personal finances, time management is also a currency as well. And so, for those who are interested in learning more about time management, especially with our ever busy schedules that's growing bigger as we face some of the challenges in our work today, this may be a good course to try to help you get back on course. We're going to talk about sustainability. So referral services. So as we get folks acclimated to financial literacy, they're going to need some wraparound things to help them. So with food insecurities, of course, we're looking to go to our food banks, churches, food and clothing drives. They do school supplies, scholarship programs for students. And so a lot of times our churches, uh, especially these days, we look to them, but not necessarily really engaging them as in times past. So perhaps we should look into, revisiting, seeking out the churches again and partnering with the churches in our communities to find out what they're already doing so that we don't have to reinvent the wheel and we can maximize our resources in that regard. Another overlooked opportunity are sororities and fraternities. They already have community service events. Some of them do community baby showers for baby items. I've seen school supplies drives, scholarships, and more. And so, again, tap into some of those resources that already exist so that we can maximize the overall casting net of resources. We have our low radar nonprofits. So we have new stand-up nonprofits that may provide different things in the community that may be lesser known. They may do mental health. They may do substance abuse. They may concentrate on women and families. They may concentrate on other marginalized populations. And so to be on the lookout for that as well. Looking at food co-ops. So as the tariffs rise and the price of food goes up, to check into your urban gardens and maybe even, look into gardening classes. Maybe even encouraging folks who may have a backyard to look into planting their own little small garden in their backyard, or even to see if there's a kitchen space with a good natural light so that people can grow vegetables there. We also want to lift up city resources. So our city, the city of Detroit, does a very good job in trying to offer as much assistance as possible. So resources for utility assistance, home repairs, and much, much more. Again, we have training programs on the hand website, so training.hand.org. You can go there and just peruse. There are a lot of lots of wealth of knowledge on that side. Finally, I'd like to lift up Cass Tretyek, who created what's called the Detroit Needs Management Map. And the link is there. Again, I'll be able to share the slides. You'll be able to try to find it, and we'll be able to share it with the group. But it's a very, very, very good site to um, see what's all in the community. And so it breaks down pretty much everything, mental health services, even breaks down bus routes that's needed for the communities, food banks, churches, pretty much uh, a lot of what you see here, the food co-ops, some of the resources from the city, all of that, and then housing as well. So vacancies for rentals, vacancies for housings. And so a lot of that is on that particular site. It's a very good tool to use as you try to answer the questions of what is next for the client.
Tamara, this is Amanda. I just want to chime in just to make note of a couple of things that have been dropped in the chat. Our friend Cass, who is responsible for that wonderful needs management map, I'm not going to read her entire comment directly, but please do review it. I think, Cass, just encouraging folks to consider and take advantage of other opportunities to even be more vocal against, some of the problematic things that we're seeing in the community. If there's opportunities to make your voice be heard, whether that's, writing your elected officials. Sorry, I'm sort of reading between the lines of what Cass is saying. This is my interpretation, but exercise the power that you do have, reaching out to your elected officials, or if there are, a community protest and you feel comfortable, participating in that, just making your voice be heard. Again, I'm not quoting Cass
Thank
directly,
you.
paraphrasing, but please I think she makes some great points there. And then also just a comment just noting that these financial resources or financial literacy options look like a great resources to tap into. So. Right.
Awesome. Thank you. And then Cass, I'll be willing to pause. This is not a one-sided presentation at all. Please, 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 share your voice. And so I'm going to pause and ask, to let's hear from you.
Sure. I was just saying, we got to fight back. Praying is nice. It's not enough. You should protest. You should be angry. You should protect your neighbors, be armed with information. Just because something is legal does not mean it's moral. And I also hate saying it because I haven't really hidden that I'm not a big fan of DPD, but we're going to have to educate them. Just simply don't enforce the laws that are unjust. It is not a coincidence that they've also increased funding for prisons. Our clients are going to start being policed 10 times as hard if we don't step in. And I quoted Angela Davis. Wonderful reads, by the way. She's a noted Black Marxist feminist scholar, and it was, I believe, specifically from her book, Are Prisons Obsolete? Which is, prisons do not disappear social problems, they disappear human beings. Homelessness, unemployment, drug addiction, mental illness, and illiteracy are only a few of the problems that disappear from public view when human beings contended with them are relegated to cages.
Amen. Amen. The voice we needed to hear. So thank you, Cass. And wholeheartedly agree. Rally against all of this, right? So that, you know, it is made known to our constituents that we are not taking this lying down. We do care about our neighbors. And And we do care about making sure that everyone is okay, not just a chosen few or a marginalized group of people. And so, yes, and thank you, Miss Jolly. I'm able to see some of the chats now. Yes, I'm going to be sharing the information about the town hall coming up next. So thank you so much for that. Um, yes, there you go. You are right ahead of me, but I love it. I love it because that means that we are all in the same mindset to speak up and to have our voices be heard about what this is. And I will be sure to circle around back to that once I get to the slide. But thank you so much. Um, Moving along, we're talking about sustainability and how to make sure everyone is okay regardless of what happens. And so, one of the things that I've had thought of is that we may have to ramp up diversion if the budget passes according to what the president wants and not what the House wants. And so looking to be as creative as we can, right? Room rentals, looking at room rentals instead of a full-on apartment or a home. Teaming up with family and friends, and then maybe even emphasizing saving for housing and finding resources in the community for food and other options to cut down on housing costs. And what that is, how I envision that is, you have your housing and to cut down on food. So let's say that you need $500 for food, but you know that there's a food bank here, a food co-op here, that you can use so that you don't have to spend that dollar amount on food for utility assistance, so that to cut that down so that your overall monthly amount can go towards simply ensuring that you have housing, and to teach our clients to find resources and to think in that way, so that no matter what happens, whether or not they get a voucher or if they don't get a voucher, that they know how to navigate life in and of itself, so that they can so that they won't have to worry about where they lay their head down at night. The next subject item that was lifted up from the community as far as the subject matter was philanthropic options. So, what can be done, who's out there to donate, and all of the things that deal with philanthropic efforts. And so I have a few resources available, a few sites to check out, and hopefully that will be of good use to you. And so I'm going to start off with a couple of listings of companies that donate to nonprofits. One is called the Double the Donation. It's a one-stop website and it showcases about 65 plus companies that donate to nonprofits. The most applicable sections for us would be sponsorship, in-kind donations, and corporate grants. So if you go to the website there, it will give you those sections and others, but the sponsorship, in-kind donations, and corporate grants, those are the three sections that would be most applicable to nonprofits. Secondly, we have what's called Charity Safari. It's another site that offers about 77 companies that donate to nonprofits. Now, I will caveat to say that please don't think that the 77 plus 65 is going to give you 140 some odd options, because some of those companies may repeat within those two websites. So I just want to caution to say that they're not necessarily separate. They may be showcasing some of the same companies, so be aware of that. You may also want to find out more about platforms for donation to collect your donations. And so, of course, in the information age and electronically, we're trying to find the most cost-effective way to get our donations so that we collect as much as possible and that the platform, doesn't take all of your money while they're, assisting you with the software. The first one that I came up with was called Zephy. It advertises a completely free electronic donation collection. So no credit card fees, no monthly fees, no platform fees, or any other fees. They literally state that $100 donated is $100 collected to the organization. Facebook reviews appear positive. And so just wanted to lift that up as a possible go-to as you look to find more ways and more cost-effective ways to collect donations for your nonprofits. We also have kindful.com. They have a article for best online fundraising platforms. It showcases about 19 platforms to grow donations fast. 14 of those 19 were listed as the best fundraising software for nonprofits. And they have a chart. The chart outlines the company name, what the platform is best known for, the favorite feature in it, and then pricing information. I will caution you that this information may have its biases because the top platform listed is Bloomerang, and it's an affiliate of Kindful. So of course they're going to put their own at the top. So take the ranking with a grain of salt. Zephy is great. We use it for event sales for the nonprofit, and we do get 100%. We have a confirmed. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that testimony to let folks know that it is the real deal. So wonderful, wonderful testimony for that. For those who may need help in learning how to gain donations from nonprofits, what do you say? What do you do? What steps do I go in? I have a couple of articles about that. So we have Asking for Donations from Companies. It's by qgiv.com, and it provides a good 7 beginning steps to ask for company donations. Secondly, we have an article that's called 10 Steps to Get Donations from Companies to Your Nonprofit. It's by DonorBox, and it provides about 10 steps or 10 tasks to help you win donations from companies. So if you're looking to, find out where to start, and between those two sites, some of them have some of the same steps. So I believe the common ground was to get a list of all of the people. Is there a way that I can download all of this information? Well, Amber, we're looking to share the slides. And so you'll be able to maybe copy the link and paste it to the browser, and you'll be able to access the information that way. Does that answer your question? We're good to go? I can't see it. I'm going to assume so. Um, so again, those are the options. So we have options for the listing of companies to collect from, a listing of different places to collect your donation, and then a couple of basic steps on how to start the process. Now we're going to go into upcoming state and local town halls. So as was mentioned earlier, we have a telephonic town hall by Senator Lisa Slotkin. It is today at 6:30 p.m. and they are going to go over the reconciliation bill and all of its effects thereof. You can register. The link is there in the presentation, and we're looking to share this as soon as the presentation is over so that you can be able to have it. And I believe they also put the information in the chat as well as far as how to register for the telephonic town hall by Senator Slotkin. Locally, we have a telephonic town hall by Representative Shri Tandanar, and that is tomorrow at 6:00 p.m. They are going to go over immigration. They have a number for English and they have a number for Spanish. And so just wanted to lift up the opportunity to make our voices heard to our constituents about how this affects us. And what we need to do and what we need them to do. Okay, so they're voting on all of this on all of our behalf, and so it's just up to us to make sure that we get our voices known, to know that this is not acceptable to us, and to please, please, please vote on the side of what's best for the communities. Senator Slotkin has already put in her introductory to the town hall that she did vote down the federal reconciliation bill. So that is good news there. And I believe that Representative Tyner will also be able to speak on all of the things that he's voted up or down on. So lots of good information, lots of opportunities. So please, 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 if you have any availability later on tonight or later on tomorrow night, please, please, please join those calls. Hear from others, right, about what's happening in our communities and seeing what everyone has to say. We do know that there may be opposing opinions. So even with that knowledge, knowledge is power. So even knowing the other side of the sentiment, that is going to be helpful as well as we arm ourselves with enough information to find out how to combat this once and for all. Finally, we have the general membership meeting happening later on today at 1:30. So just a shameless plug to say, hey, make sure you stay engaged with the meetings. The agenda has already been sent forth. We hope to see everyone there. And I may go over a few highlights for those who go to the general membership meetings, but not necessarily the town hall. So we're looking forward to seeing you there at the general membership meeting. I am going to pause for feedback. Again, I want to make this town hall community driven. So I want to get the feedback on how you felt about the information today, and what you want to see coming up for the next town hall meetings. Any subject matters, any sentiments, any regards. I know that we're going to do a deeper dive into the client engagement and the client knowledge of what's happening, when to engage, how to get them involved, how to get them to see that this is important and to move expeditiously instead of waiting until the last minute. We're going to go into some of the best practices. I'm going to do some research and hopefully have some answers for you in a couple of weeks, some helpful tools and some guides. Yes, yes, yes. So maybe you've driven information as well. And yes, hopefully this information can get out to more folks. I welcome anyone to even share the content from this town hall meeting so that people can be informed and get involved and to be motivated to get involved. Like we can't take this lying down. So just wanted to make sure that we continue to lift that up over and over and over again. Any thoughts for the next town hall? What would you like to see? Any questions that you may want me to try to find resources for? And of course, I'll be, willing to go off the cuff if I don't get any responses today. Um, I'm going to actually stop sharing my screen here because I'm just this is just a question slide and, enjoying your day. However, just wanting to make sure that I put my email in the chat so that if you have any topics for the town hall meetings, any questions, concerns, any of the sort, you can feel free to reach out to me directly. Eviction prevention, okay. And yeah, the question about the LGBTQ and the youth and really what kind What do we do about the marginalized groups based on the climate change here? That is a very, very valid question and one worth lifting up for the next town hall. I don't have any answers today, but give me a couple weeks and I'll try to find some sources and resources, especially with gender ideology and just finding out, even tapping into our leaders and finding out, hey, how do we approach this? What do we do? And so we'll look forward to finding out more about that.